What's going on, everybody? I wanted to kind of show you an example of how I want to build the Viking Norse open air museum settlement that we're going to be building. There's a museum in Sweden that's a really good example of kind of the same thing that I want to do. So I'll take you a little tour. This is on Google Maps. You guys can go see it. And if you want me to, just, email me, PM me, whatever, and I can give you a link to the website of this. Now, I haven't really caught up with how these guys are doing things or what exactly is what, but this is most likely considered that it looks like it might be underground. Looks like it might be just a regular dwelling for, and you could see here that they've got these crossbars here. Let me try and get my mouse. So they've got these crossbars here, and these are actually part of the roof, and they go across here as kind of a box to hold this turf in right here. So that's a pretty neat little structure, and this is all handmade. They made these with ancient tools, adze and axes and things like that. So we'll move on here, get a little closer look. It's just a box that holds the sod up there, and that grass is actually growing on top of that building. So right behind us, we can kind of see this, the protection that they've put up to protect the little settlement that's there. So you can see all the timbers that are sharp. So into the main gate, one of the biggest defenses against an enemy is trying to funnel them into a smaller area, so a big old army can't come through and just decimate your settlement. So that's what they've got here going on in this little gateway, and we'll go through, and you could see this woodwork. You can kind of see that ripple on those planks right there on that little watch out balcony. So that woodwork is all done with ancient tools. Nowadays they do those things with planers and make the wood flat and level, but this was all done by hand. You can see this woodwork here. It's just really cool stuff. And these nails would actually have been quite expensive back then. Metal was not a cheap thing to deal with. So we'll move in here, and already you see some really cool stuff. You see they've got a whole bunch of buildings here, and this modern day guy that just happened to somehow get in. I don't know. But we'll move forward, and I'll show you some of the buildings. Again, on this building right here, we've got a box type of roof that's held up by these little pillars here that they keep that sod roof together with. That's what's keeping that sod up there. And you come over here, this looks like a little fisher's area, and the reason I say that is because out there in the horizon it looks like it might be a body of water, and you could see here on this little building that they've got a whole bunch of nets and things like that. So my assumption would be that this building right here and all these buildings are generally used for fishing and hunting and things like that. Try and keep it close to the water. Really cool stuff in the background. If you notice they've got a bunch of like shields right here. It looks like they've got a target for an axe. Looks like they've got an actor right here. There's an axe back there. A bunch of axes right here. Looks like maybe a helmet on this post. One of the really cool things that I think everybody should adopt nowadays is an ancient technique of wattle. And you can see that this fencing right here, it's got these pillars, and then it's woven with willow in between each pillar. And that's kind of, it's really cool that they do something like that, because nowadays, in order to make dimensional lumber, they have to chop down an entire tree. Well, with this, they've